Good afternoon. It's time for Volusia Magazine. I'm Amber Patterson. Today, we'll join reporter Michelle Coates on the business beat for a look at the Volusia County Agricultural Center. Then find out about the Univision Community Health Fair with health reporter Stephanie Strong. And finally, we'll join Community Information Director Dave Byron in the studio for a discussion with Volusia County's Beach Patrol spokesperson Tammy Marris. Those segments, news, and more coming up on Volusia Magazine. Stay tuned. Visitors to some beachside areas of Volusia County will be treated to free rides on Votran's charming trolleys. The Volusia County Council has launched a new county-city partnership to operate Votran trolley service along the beach side in Greater Daytona Beach. Business operators along the trolley route in Daytona Beach Shores, and Ormond Beach were invited to a kickoff event at the Ocean Center where county officials distributed tokens to the operators. They'll pass out the tokens to businesses along the trolley route, which extends from Granada Boulevard east of the bridge, Atlantic Avenue, Beach Street, and Dunlawton Avenue east of the bridge. Volusia County Chair Frank Bruno said the beachside trolley is a great way for visitors to explore the area and let Votran do the driving.
This is very important because it actually takes people right by all these businesses. So it's convenient for our guests, our residents, to get on a trolley wherever they might be, go all the way up to the Ormond Beach, go to the restaurants up in Ormond Beach, go down to Daytona Beach Shores, go to the restaurants there. So it is an economic development driver. You know, that's what we want. We want to have a great experience for our visitors as well as our residents, and I think that this helps that experience.
Votran General Manager Ken Fisher.
In order for us to continue the trolley service on A1A between Granada and Dunlawton, we've gotten four different funding partners to participate with the county in funding the operation of the trolley service. We now have the City of Daytona Beach, the City of Daytona Beach Shores, Ormond Beach, and the Halifax Area Advertising Authority as our funding partners. So when at one point Volusia County funded the entire service through Volusia County General Fund dollars, now we have four funding partners in addition to the county that fund the trolley service.
Businesses also were provided brochures and trolley maps and schedules to help promote the trolley as an added amenity for beachside visitors and business customers. The one-day tokens can be used on the trolley and connecting Votran bus service. The passes become active at the first boarding, and then the passenger can use the token for unlimited trips for the next 24 hours. It's another climb for passenger traffic at Daytona Beach International Airport. Passenger traffic increased 2% in May compared with May of last year. During the month, more than 51,500 passengers flew in or out of the county-operated airport. This compares with more than 50,400 passengers in May of 2011. For the 12 months ending May 31st, passenger traffic at the Daytona Beach International Airport increased 14%. Steve Cook, Director of Business Development, said the increase represents an ongoing steady picture of airline passenger traffic.
If we get more seats, we get more traffic. And so what's happened here is Delta and U.S. Airways have added seats to this market. So when those seats come in the market, we get more business. And so we continue to try to get them to add more seats because the demand is here at Daytona Beach. And so we're going to see more in the future, we're sure.
The airport is continuing its recruitment efforts to attract new airlines to serve Volusia County and the region.
We're very interested in the New York market. We've been talking to a number of carriers about that, and we think that would do very, very well here from the airport, and they'd fill those airplanes. So hopefully we'll see something on that front very soon.
For more information about Daytona Beach International Airport, you can visit the website at flydaytonafirst.com. And if you'd like to stay connected on what's happening, like the airport's Facebook page at Facebook/FlyDaytonaFirst. Volusia County has more public art than most people realize, from edgy new murals and bronze sculptures to classical oil paintings. More than 200 pieces of artwork are displayed in 16 public buildings and outdoor areas, including courthouses, libraries, the Ocean Center, and Daytona Beach International Airport. Now citizens can view this amazing artwork from their personal computer. County staff recently completed a website that catalogs and displays every piece of artwork purchased by the county since the Art in Public Places program was created by the Volusia County Council in 1990. Since then, 1/2 to 1% of all construction costs of all new, expanded, or renovated publicly accessible county buildings has been set aside for acquisition of artwork for permanent display. For more information, log on to volusia.org.
Would you like to help control crime and keep Volusia County a safe place to live, work, and play? In the Citizen Observer Patrol, volunteers traverse neighborhoods and act as an extra set of eyes and ears for law enforcement. They also help with traffic control for special events, fingerprint children for family records, and assisted emergency shelters. When you apply for membership as a Citizen Observer, you'll undergo a complete background check, including a drug screen, photograph, and a fingerprint check. Helping your community never felt so good. For more information, visit volusia.org.
And now we join Michelle Coates with the Business Beat at the Volusia County Agricultural Center, a valuable resource for individuals and for businesses.
The Volusia County Agricultural Center is a resource for businesses and individuals alike. I'm Michelle Coates with the Business Beat. From energy conservation to raising better tomatoes and helping youngsters develop self-esteem, Volusia County's Extension Service offers a wealth of practical information for today's families. Through a partnership among Volusia County, the University of Florida Institute of Food and Agricultural Sciences, and the U.S. Department of Agriculture, the Extension Service provides assistance with community issues including water conservation, environmental protection, family health and nutrition, youth development, and economic stability for Volusia's commercial agricultural enterprises. We spoke with David Griffiths, Volusia County Extension Services Director.
The Extension Service was developed to bring research information out to the community.
The Extension Service is an off-campus educational branch of the University of Florida. Extension agents, who serve as the county's teachers, reach more than 2 million people each year through presentations, telephone calls, lab diagnosis, pamphlets, and other outreach programs. This real-life learning approach, established nearly 100 years ago by the federal Smith-Lever Act, is one of the world's largest informal education and developmental organizations.
The importance of Extension is to bring solutions to people's problems.
Last year, more than 1,300 volunteers worked nearly 23,000 hours for Volusia County's Extension Service.
We know how many hours that we have produced by our volunteers. They keep track, they keep a record, they provide that to us, and then we multiply that figure out, and we're saving taxpayers over $500,000 a year from our volunteers.
Businesses including fern and citrus growers, sod farms, golf courses, nurseries, landscape maintenance companies, parks, and cemeteries can use the resources at the Extension office by providing the latest growing needs and chemical information through classes and individual analysis. The commercial horticultural agent can also provide personal consultation for any business or municipality.
Studies have shown that for every dollar that we spend on research at the University of Florida, we are getting back $10 worth of value back in the community for that dollar invested for research.
Volusia County's farm and ranch families produce a bounty of agricultural products, managing a large portion of our county's land base and serving as caretakers of our natural resources and diverse ecosystems. The annual economic impact of Volusia County's agricultural and natural resources industries is $781 million. The county's more than 1,100 farms cover nearly 230,000 acres and produce agricultural products including fruit, vegetables, honey, cattle, hay, sod, fish, timber, and plants.
There's a movement out right now called locavores, where everyone tries to buy locally grown produce, locally grown food products, to keep the agricultural people that are in the county, in the community, employed so that they can continue to shop, they can continue to go to grocery stores, they can continue to go to the restaurants, they can continue to buy fuel locally, so that they maintain their business by having a product that they can sell locally.
The University of Florida Volusia County Extension, housed in the Volusia County Agricultural Center, located on State Road 44 in front of the Volusia County Fairgrounds, provides quality, relevant education and research-based expertise to foster healthy people, environments, and economies. Thanks for joining us today. I'm Michelle Coates with the Business Beat.
The 6th annual Univision Community Health Fair was last Saturday at the Volusia County Fairgrounds. There were a number of speakers, vendors, activities, and good food for all to enjoy. This year's health fair was even more special because of a visit by our State Surgeon General, Dr. John Armstrong, who not only delivered an important health message, but also took time to meet with residents, community partners, and health department staff.
The 6th annual Univision Community Health Fair brought dozens of vendors together to promote health and to offer health screenings. It also brought the state's top health officer by for a visit to Volusia County. Surgeon General Dr. John Armstrong.
We each have one body for life.
Porque nosotros cada uno tiene solo un cuerpo para la vida.
And we need to treat that body very well.
Y necesitamos darle un muy buen trato a este cuerpo.
If we can prevent disease from happening,
si podemos evitar las enfermedades que ocurran,
that is much better than treating disease when it occurs.
Es mucho mejor que tratar la enfermedad ya que ocurre.
Dr. Armstrong was greeted by Volusia County Health Department Director Dr. Bonnie J. Sorensen, who escorted him around as he graciously introduced himself to Health Department employees, citizens, and our wonderful community partners. Partners such as the Director of Volusia County Emergency Management, Charlie Craig, who is on the front line for emergencies.
See preparedness as essential for our communities, and it really starts with the individual, doesn't it?
Absolutely, and we're pushing that this year more than ever, the sustainability of the person and the family unit.
According to Univision organizers, the core objective of this health fair is to provide the Hispanic community an opportunity to be exposed to free healthcare choices, services, and community resources.
It has been a pleasure to see entire families to come around their booth, to have the blood pressure check, to have interact with the different vendors and representatives that we have, doctors, nurses.
A number of vendors, including representatives from the health department, enjoyed reaching out to the community, making important health information available to those needing it most.
Hi, I'm Dr. Celeste Phillip, Assistant Director for Public Health at the Volusia County Health Department. Health Department staff coming out to these events is very important because we know that there are many health inequities that exist amongst minority communities.
Hi, I'm Yvonne Warren with Volusia County Health Department, Florida Breast and Cervical Cancer Program Early Detection. We're here at Volusia County Fairgrounds with Univision Health Fair. We got set up very early this morning. People are very eager to come. We've been here for the last couple years, and people look forward to talking to us.
I'm Anna Soto with the Volusia County Health Department WIC and Nutrition Program. We are very excited to be here today. Our table has been very busy with parents of young children. We've explained to them our program, our nutritional program. We've given the children the placemats that shows them what kind of fruits and vegetables they should have in their plate.
My name's Travis Brown. I'm a disease intervention specialist for the Volusia County Health Department. We're out here today at the Univision event. We're passing out anything from condoms to hand sanitizer and all our information that the health department, all the services rather, that the health department has to offer.
This event is very important because it happens every year, and it's where all the community comes together and learns about how to improving their health. how to create behaviors that are important for the prevention of diseases and where we as providers can promote public health.
For Volusia Magazine, I'm Stephanie Strong, Public Information Officer for the Volusia County Health Department.
If you have any questions about this or any other health-related issues, you can always log on to volusiahealth.com. And now let's take some time to head into the studio to join Community Information Director Dave Byron for his discussion with Tammy Marris of the Volusia County Beach Patrol.
Well, thanks, Amber, and hi, everyone. The busy July 4th holiday weekend is right around the corner, and that means thousands of people will flock to the beach for fun in the sun. Volusia County's Beach Patrol will be out in full force, staffing the lifeguard towers and doing everything they can to keep beachgoers safe. If you're going to the beach, there are some common sense things that you should do to keep you and your loved ones safe. Beach safety is our subject today, and our guest in the studio is Beach Patrol Captain Tammy Marris. Tammy, thanks for being with us.
Thanks for having me.
We have you in the studio before every holiday, so sort of the questions get a little repetitive, but good information for people going to the beach. July 4th, I guess, is the All-American holiday. It's wrapped around the race at the International Speedway and so forth, so it's a busy time for the Beach Patrol.
Yes, it's extremely busy, and we'd like to tell everyone safety is a priority. So make sure when you come to the beach, you get there early, you get good parking, and always swim in front of an open lifeguard tower.
Yeah, I guess if there's of all the safety messages that we have to give to people, I guess that may end up to be the #1 thing that people should do when they go to the beach. Swim in front of the lifeguard. Be careful of those rip currents.
Yes, yes. And when you come down on the beach for the day, there are beach condition signs with flags flying, letting you know what the beach conditions are. But even in the moderate area with rip currents, it's very important. It's probably one of the most important things you can remember when you come to the beach is swim in front of an open lifeguard tower.
And we've seen already this year, we've had some pretty rough conditions in some days out there.
Yes, we've had a lot of rescues this summer so far, and it might continue, especially through the week and the 4th of July weekend.
One of the things that we always want to remind people is if they have any questions or any concerns about anything, the lifeguards sitting on those towers are there to talk to people and answer their questions.
Absolutely. They're full of information, and especially in the specific area that they're in, they can tell you exactly where rip currents are. And even, if you're in a rip current, they can tell you're in it before you can even feel it. So definitely ask the lifeguard what the conditions are for the day and where you should be and how deep of water you should be in.
Let's talk again for those people that may be visiting the area, may not be familiar with rip currents. I know coming from the Northeast myself, we used to be concerned about undertows. And rip currents are not undertows, they're different.
Rip currents it's a current that pulls you into deeper water. It will not pull you under the water. So the most important thing is when you get caught in a rip current and you feel yourself being pulled out, do not panic. It's not going to pull you under the water. Just float and wave for help. And just go with it. Just don't try to fight it.
I guess that's what happens a lot of times is people panic because of the surprise of the water taking them out, and they try to swim against the current. And even great swimmers like yourself can't you get exhausted in that current.
Absolutely. Even the best swimmers get exhausted and can't swim back through a rip current.
So wait to be pulled out. It doesn't pull you out that far, and then you can easily go north or south or parallel to the shore, right?
Absolutely. Swim parallel to shore or float. If you're already tired, you can float until a lifeguard gets to you.
And if you're able to, waving that hand for the lifeguard is something that people should do. Not be afraid to do that. And as you're saying, probably in most cases the lifeguards are already on their way.
Yeah, they absolutely know when you're in a rip current, and they usually know you're in it before you even know yourself. So that's why it's extremely important to swim in front of a lifeguard.
The other thing, Tammy, of course, what makes our beaches unique in some cases is we do have some areas on the beach where we have parking and that sort of thing. A lot of areas where there's no vehicles on the beach, but people need to be really careful, particularly in those vehicle driving areas, and especially if they have young children.
Absolutely. We've done everything that we can to make things safer on the beach as far as driving and parking. But one thing to remember is if you do have a small child, the best thing to do is set up on the water side,
right.
you know, so the child's not trying to get back to the vehicle for any reason,
right.
or crossing the traffic lanes. And if you do have a small child, make sure you hold their hand when they're crossing the traffic lane.
What seems to happen a lot, Tammy, in talking to people like yourself, is people go to the beach, you know, they get kind of lulled by the sun, and they, you know, get a little sleepy, and they kind of let their guard down a little bit. I mean, even parents do that. And as you say, you've got to be always vigilant and watching those little kids. And if you are crossing those traffic lanes, you got to hold that little kid's hand really tight. Huh?
Absolutely, yeah.
You know, because we've seen the accidents that have occurred on the beach, even the more recent ones and the more tragic ones. The little kids slipped right out of their guardian's hands.
Absolutely, yes. It's very important to just keep track of the child at all times. When you're unpacking the vehicles and when you're packing the vehicles is extremely important. We see a lot of kids running back and forth without
right.
their parents because they're busy, you know, packing the vehicles and
right.
getting things out and set up.
One of the other things, speaking of parking and driving on the beaches, is when you're backing into that space or pulling out of that space, that is a time when you have to be really, really careful, because you can't sort of see people that may be sitting or laying near those vehicles.
Yes, we have officers and lifeguards driving up and down the beach all day, making sure that people are not laying in between the cars in the parking area. Because if you are driving and you go to pull in a spot, you don't really know that people are there until the last minute.
Right. And of course, you know, if people take up space in between vehicles, that's just one less space for vehicles, and it's going to be very crowded over the July 4th weekend.
Absolutely. That's one thing we will be doing all day long, is
right.
making sure that people are not laying in between cars.
The speed limit on the beach is what, Tammy?
10 miles an hour,
10
strictly
miles an
enforced.
Hour. Strictly enforced. And this year we've got a couple of new rules. One is to leave the driver's side window down, and obviously no texting. Huh?
Absolutely, and make sure your headlights are on.
Absolutely. The changes that were installed earlier this year, one-way driving in some parts of the beach, and no parking in front of some parks. How's that worked out?
It has worked out absolutely wonderful. It's a lot safer for our beachgoers on the beach and the children.
And from what I'm hearing, the public that goes to the beach really embraced those changes.
Absolutely, everybody loves it. Yep.
One of the other things, Tammy, you know, it's a common sense thing, but it's a good reminder for everyone, particularly people that don't go to the beach all the time, and that is the use of sunscreen.
Oh.
You know, how many times have you seen in your career on the beach, you know, people go to the beach, they're not used to sitting in the sun, and maybe they're not from this area, they don't realize how intense the rays are in Florida, and boy, you can get sizzled in a short period of time.
Oh, yes, you can, and especially if you're on the beach, it's hot,
right.
You're sweating, it's very important that you put on sunblock probably every 15 minutes.
Right, and you know, despite what the manufacturers say, you know, if you're going in the water, it's good to reapply it right when you come out of the water.
Yes.
Tammy, also drinking on the beach, you know, July 4th is a period where people like to relax, maybe have a beer or two. Alcohol is not allowed on the beach, if I'm not mistaken.
Correct. It's strictly prohibited. It is an arrestable offense or a
right.
fine, and we'll be doing that all day as well, making sure that people are not drinking on the beach.
And of course, if they're driving a vehicle, you shouldn't be drinking and driving no matter where you are.
Absolutely.
So, Tammy, of course, you know, a lot of people like to go to the beach and watch the fireworks at night, and sometimes they like to bring their own fireworks to the beach, and it's a problem that you all have over the July 4th weekend. What is the deal with fireworks?
Well, like you said, it's an American tradition, but unfortunately fireworks are not allowed on the beach.
Right.
And it causes a lot of problems with, you know, environmental issues.
Right.
So.
Of course, you know, we've seen many cases in the past where the beach will be very crowded at night, people there to watch the fireworks and so forth, and then you get some idiots that shoot off a bottle rocket or something in the middle of those crowds. That in and of itself poses extreme danger to people.
Yes, fireworks can be very dangerous, especially when it's dark out and there's large crowds.
And as you know, as you've seen, the day after July 4th on the beach, particularly early in the morning, is not a pleasant sight. And there's a lot of debris and a lot of leftover stuff on the beach, and those fireworks, if people do set them off, they end up you know, really posing, as you say, a hazard to the birds and so forth along the beach.
Yeah, it's definitely bad for the environment. And the next morning after 4th of July, there's usually hundreds of people down there, workers trying to pick up all
right.
the debris that's left the night before.
I know you guys do a great job in terms of getting that beach cleaned and getting it ready for the next day, but boy, they really have their hands full after July 4th. I've seen the pictures, I've been over there myself, and it's actually a crying shame.
It is, because our beach is beautiful, and we, you know, we're very proud of it, so we like to keep it that way.
And of course, you know, we do have the turtle nesting ordinance in place now. It's from May 1st to the middle of the fall. And, you know, what do we tell people if they're going to be on the beach at night, Tammy?
Well, we just let them know and make them aware that there will be turtles possibly nesting. So, you know, the lighting conditions in all the hotels and condos have been tuned down and a lot of lights turned off for that reason. So it's extremely important for people when they go to the beach to know that it's going to be extremely dark out there, and that's why. So just be very careful.
And if people are going to be going to the beach one day and then maybe coming back the next day, don't leave your beach towels, your beach furniture, and all of that. It needs to be taken with you.
Yes, it's extremely important you pick up the tents and everything else just because of the turtles, and they'll be nesting in those areas.
And what's also a problem, Tammy, is people, you know, like to build sand castles, dig holes in the sand and so forth. It's a good idea to cover those up when you leave because, again, that's not only a hazard for someone who could trip in the dark, but it's not good for the nesting sea turtles.
Absolutely. If you do dig holes in the sand, which is a great thing, fun thing for kids to do during the day, please make sure that they fill the holes back in.
Well, we want to remind everyone, Tammy, that you know, really there are more miles of Volusia County beaches where vehicles are not allowed than there are where you can drive on the beach. And so particularly for families with kids and so forth, we just want to remind everyone to seek out those off-beach parking areas.
Absolutely. Volusia County has about 20 miles of off-beach or no driving area where you can go and take the small children to, and you don't have to worry about them as much in the traffic.
Sure. For people that want to get more information, I know the beach has a pretty up-to-date website, and you update the conditions every day on that and so forth. So is that a good way for people to get information?
Absolutely. Volusia.org beaches.
Well, Tammy, I want to thank you for sharing the information with us. It's important that we get this word out before every holiday. I know this is going to be a busy time for you folks. I guess you're going to have pretty much a full complement of staff out there.
Absolutely. We're going to be fully staffed and everybody's ready. We're getting all of our equipment and units ready as we speak.
And as we're taping here today, the remnants of the tropical storm is past us now, and looking forward to some really good weather now.
Absolutely. It's going to be beautiful.
Our guest today, Tammy Marris, she's a beach patrol captain. If you're going to the beach on July 4th weekend, be extra careful and have a great time. And with that, we'll go back to you, Amber.
Thanks, Dave, and thank you for watching Volusia Magazine. If you have any questions about our program, just give us a call at any of the numbers you see listed here, or you can log on to volusia.org. You can also watch the show online. Just go to volusia.org and click on the Volusia Magazine icon. And we hope you won't forget to listen to Volusia Today, Volusia County Government's public information radio broadcast. Volusia Today airs every Tuesday and Sunday mornings on the local radio stations you see on your screen. For Volusia Magazine, I'm Amber Patterson. Have a great evening.